Good morning, beautiful souls. Happy Monday.
Hello, everybody.
Now, I've got my good friend David Essery here today. So we're going to be doing a little bit of Monday chit chat. We're going to be talking about the current energies, what we've got coming up, which is rather exciting, and doing a little bit of a kind of a freehand connection as well. I think being Metatron's day tomorrow, we have the beloved Archangel himself kind of floating around, like dipping into his ascension pool for all of us. So how you doing, David? Are you okay, mate?
I'm very well, riding the wave of the current energies. How about yourself?
I'd say riding the waves about, right, it's like armbands on, kind of like,
Yeah,
I'm at the deep end, help. It's a little bit like
yeah.
that.
What dimension am I phasing into today?
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can take your pick, really, can't you? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe dipping your toes into 9 if you fancy it, 8 or 9. It's,
That's
yeah.
it. Last week in particular was one of the most bizarre weeks I've ever experienced in my life.
We jumped multiple timelines. I mean,
We did.
I've had this verified as well by several people that have just said time shift, and then you got a couple of maybe even hours or a day to adjust to that particular time shift, and then it occurs again. And
Yeah.
this seems to have been happening like, or it's almost like we're trying to find the right timeline. Obviously, it exists. And I can feel the energy kind of now settling down a little bit so that we can kind of go through the 12th to the 21st, that very, very powerful passageway that we are going to be entering into tomorrow. And this morning I could see, as the sun was rising, I could see this little fingernail moon. So, you know, even the moon's kind of lining itself up for whatever we're going to be doing. So the physical side of things has been really, really intense, hasn't it? And I know this is a drum that you and I have been beating all year, kind of thing, but it's where we're at. The physical aspects of our current ascension process have never been more important.
That's it. Taking care of the physical body just seems to be the thing for quite a bit of November and particularly December. It's
Yeah.
about really bringing ourselves into alignment. And then one of the bits of guidance that I've been receiving is the physical body, but also the light body, energizing them as much as possible because of this incredible shift that we're about to go through, which we're going to talk about a bit more in a minute. But it's going to require quite a lot of energy to actually make that shift, because
Yeah.
it is going to be such a substantial jump. So we need to be preparing our bodies to do that. So we're as fueled physically, with good positive stuff that lifts us up, as well as energetically fueled, just to help us. It's not like we're going to fail if we're not fueled. We're still going to go through this gateway, but the highest frequency we can get our physical and energetic bodies vibrating at as we go through it, the higher kind of leap that we will take as we move through this gateway. It's an interesting one.
It really is an interesting one, and I think we kind of got a bit of a shock at the beginning of the year, didn't we? In January, when we entered into this phase. I mean, it caught me completely by surprise. You and I were both spoken to by our various teams, and also beings of light that we both kind of share company with, and we were told it was going to move fast. It was going to the openings and the upgrades were going to be coming in at a rate that we were probably not going to be expecting, but because we haven't been through this in a physical way before, because our current shift is completely being done like in the dark as we're moving through it, none of us were really prepared for it. But ultimately, we've all ordered from the fifth dimensional menu. We've kind of like, we've sat there at the restaurant, we've opened the menu. Oh, I'll have 5D with a helping of fast ascension, please. And like the waiter goes, the universe goes, yes, sir, of course I shall bring that straight away. And now we've got it. It's like, okay, maybe I can't eat that as quickly as I thought I could. So, and the whole digestion process is becoming quite it's becoming a fine art, because we're learning as we're moving along. But we are getting what we've ordered, but we're getting it a lot quicker, I feel, than we anticipated. So it's all gone off this year, like a big box of fireworks.
it's very easy for us to sit here and go, yeah, I want to be completely purified. I want to let go of this fear and overcome these challenges and stuff
Mm.
like that. And this year more than ever, I remember talking about this at the beginning of the year. This year more than ever has felt like our teams were always kind of back there and they were supporting and stuff like that. This year, I felt like they're here and they're right
Yeah,
here and ready for us. And if we say we want to do something, they will help us do it. But it's quite easy to bite off more than you can chew with that. If you ask to be completely purified, you will be
you're
completely
going to get it.
purified, and that can
Oh,
be quite a shock to the system.
yeah, yeah, I quite agree. It's almost like having that group of mates there that used to be the ones that wheelbarrowed you out of the pub when you've had too much to drink. It's like they're there at hand, kind of thing,
Yeah.
and you make a request, and it happens straight away. But you and I have both identified that things are going to be really physically focused at the end of the year, and this ties in with both your experience for the whole of the past 12 months and also my experience of having to adjust to this incredible light that we're receiving on a physical level. Our light bodies are prepared. We've done a lot of work on that. We've cleared as much emotional as we can in the time frame. Our mental bodies are realigning with the kind of the flow from our higher selves, but our physical is still thinking that it's designed for the third dimension. And this is where a lot of us are beginning to feel really under pressure. So, what is it that we can do you think, that can assist this in the best way possible?
For me, the thing I always come back to is the body is a temple. People have been saying that for forever. How many times have we heard that in our lifetime? But
Yeah,
when you really think about the true meaning of that, we know that we are effectively we are housing the flame of God within us. We are a physical incarnation of the divine in a meat suit, essentially.
yeah,
And you have to think of that body as the temple. As in, if we found the Holy Grail next week, right, we would house it in the most incredible, probably secure temple that we would have in the world, and we would protect it and we would look after it and all of those things. We have a, a manifestation of divinity within each of us that is
yeah,
far more profound than the Holy Grail will ever be. And it is our responsibility, and I will be one of the first to put my hands in the air and say I don't look after it as well as I should do. But it is our responsibility to look after it, really.
yeah,
And that comes down to eating well, proper nutrition, exercise, rest, that one thing that we all know that we're meant to be doing and never really find enough time for, really showing us the tender love and care that we all deserve.
absolutely.
And, that does as much on a physical level as it does on an energetic level as well. If you tell your body that's what you want it to be, you are bringing your physical body into alignment.
Absolutely.
What Tim was talking about, a minute ago, we've done so much work to cleanse our energetic systems and stuff like that. And of course, I think it was Neptune went direct the other day after a 6
Yeah,
month period of karmic cleansing.
big move.
And I'm not an expert on astronomy. There's probably a lot of people out here watching this who will know a lot more than me, but that's one of
Yeah,
the things I've read from a source I trust. But we've gone through that 6 months of massive, intense clearing. But it can take time. We can do things to our energetic fields like that. It's a very, very rapid response. But it always takes our physical bodies a bit of time to catch up, and our personalities as well. We can do some work to clear a block that we've maybe been carrying for 300 years throughout our lifetimes. But our physical bodies still hold tension and trauma where they do. We may still have certain thought processes that run that are a response to that trauma. And it takes a bit of time, 3, 6 months, even up to a year sometimes for these things to catch up. And I think, that's where we've been. This has been such an intense year of energetic cleansing. And now it's time to look after the physical body, allow it that integration time to catch up and move forward. One of the things I've been thinking about a lot this week, actually, as well, and it hadn't really occurred to me, but at least for me, I don't know how you felt about this, Tim, but this year has been about overcoming fears.
mm,
Like a lot of our biggest fears that we've had being brought to the surface, so we've had to face those challenges. And that's an unbelievably hard thing to do. You know,
Yeah.
people that have great fears of heights, how hard would it be for them to go and stand on top of the Empire State Building?
Yeah.
That would be immensely difficult to
Mm.
do. But yet we have fears of death, abundance, success, so, you know, a classic one, all
Mm.
sorts of fears. And we've had to face them all this year. And that is because of this coming solstice, you know, because we need to drop as much density as possible as we move through this gateway.
I
It's
thoroughly
quite
agree. It's that's a point well made about the fear, David, actually, because
mm,
that's, I mean, nobody willingly goes through a fear initiation. This is the thing. I mean, we've got to the point on our ascension pathway now where we can basically embrace what we do. And if we know we've got to work through something, we'll say, "Hey, I need to do that," and it will be called in. We call in our initiations. We agree to them. Only we do it more consciously now than we ever used to, because we just used to be pushed through it because we had to go through it. But ultimately, a fear initiation is the one thing that has to put you into a state where you you have some kind of spiritual death. Okay, obviously physically you're not going to leave this planet, but you have to be, your nervous system, your body, and your mental and your emotional fields have to be reset again at a higher
mm,
frequency. So you have to release the bindings, the cords that are holding you in that kind of usually akashic led state of fear. So it's always presented in a way that has to get you. It's got to get you, basically. If you're
mm,
prepared for it, you'll be like, oh, right, okay, I'm going to go through my fear initiation today. Yeah, what time's it turning up? It's, it's never going to have the effects. So it has to get you when you are least
mm,
expecting it. And that's the fun part about it. So yeah, I've been through one. I know you've been through one. Everybody else, if you kind of look at your year in some way, your fears would have been presented, and it's a good one. But the fear of being seen, the fear of being heard, the fear of stepping up, the fear of responsibility, all of these things are very much in play for the master pathway, aren't they? Because let's face it, at the end of the day, if you're gonna step up, if you're gonna teach, if you're gonna see, if you're gonna be heard, then you've got to face these things, and they're big when they occur. They really are.
Absolutely massive. And I have to admit, that's been my biggest fear for this year. It's one of those things that changing. I've made massive steps myself in, you know,
Yeah,
this is what I'm doing full time now. I've committed to this
huge step.
path. And that has been a huge initiation for me, absolutely
Yeah.
massive. Tim and I are both very blessed to work with an incredible healer.
Mm.
And she uses particular tools, and it always gets flagged up on her system. It calls it fear of 2012.
Ah,
And that's because 2012 was the moment the ascension process started
began.
and we all started moving up on this path. And it's something I've been facing for years and years and years, but particularly this year, it's really kind of come into fruition. And thankfully, I'm, you know, in my final stages of that now. And I hope to be released a bit before we move through this gateway. But that is, yeah, exactly as Tim says, it's a fear of stepping onto the path. But for me, a lot of that is actually comes from many, many lifetimes of doing this job. And sadly, through the dark ages, you know, that not ending very well, should we say.
Yeah, not pretty.
So exactly. So a fear of being able to stand up and speak our truth, you know,
Mm.
massive blocks of throat chakra, being seen, being heard, being having responsibilities for the role that it is you're going to perform is a classic thing. And I'm sure, you know, because I honestly believe as we move into 2024, so many of us are actually going to be stepping into those roles that we've been prepared for so far. You know, we had the massive awakenings that, you know, happened with the summer solstice.
Yeah,
That, you know, some people may say, oh well, we're not seeing it yet, but it is literally happening. But the thing is, people are facing those, and then they're facing their fears, and it's this swing battle left and right. But I'm seeing it more and more heart-based action coming forward. People might not be talking about dragons and unicorns yet, but that's not necessarily what it means to be awake.
no,
That's what it means to have an interest in spirituality.
yeah,
The planet is changing, and as we move forward, all of these people that are waking up, and these, it's going to develop. It's not like a switch, all of a sudden they're awake and fully there and realized. It's a path, and these people are going to be seeking people to guide them, to teach them, whether that's just your family members going, oh, I've heard you talk about angels, can you tell me more about it? Or whether that's running a local meditation class, or getting up on YouTube, or talking on an international stage to 1,000 people. It doesn't matter. It's still a path. It's still speaking our truth. It's still being confident in who we are. And, that can be a massive initiation for so many people.
It really can. It really can. It's that's another point well made as well, David, about the awakening is a subtle process. I mean, we've seen the unsubtle side of it, where we've been woken up and forced into positions of responsibility and other things, particularly through 2020. But now we've got the kind of the platform of energy established. What we're seeing is people just stepping into heart-centered roles, but they might not necessarily be at a unicorn workshop. It's and they wouldn't identify themselves as spiritual. They'll just be good people holding heart-centered roles, positions, living lightly rather than living as attached to the ego. I mean, we'll never be free of the ego. It doesn't matter what dimensional space we live in. The ego will become our friend and our servant rather than the ruler and the master that it's been for the last 10,000 years. So this is a transition. You will see people moving away from their ego into their heart, and that goes all the way up the ladder, right into the positions of leadership roles on this planet, which is going to change things very, very. But that's where the dramatic changes are going to be. The changing of the guard, because at the moment we're at the interim period where a lot of false leaderships are stepping in to try and take place, because the original, the 3D matrix is in implosion now, and we're seeing all of this occur. So we've got all of the confusion, we've got all of the kind of the talking heads. Oh, I'm going to do this, we're going to do that, we're awake, listen to this is the truth, all of that shabazz. Again, it's a show, but we those of us that are listening with our hearts can tell immediately whether something is coming from a point of authenticity or not. So we're going to see the authentic leadership rising to the surface as we move forwards, and I think next year is going to be very telling on that front. I think there's going to be a lot of shifts that people aren't expecting. That's the exciting part about the second half of this ascension process. The first one was predictably unpredictable, but the second half is all going to be full of surprises, shifts, changes, because it's all being done in the moment, depending on the state of inner reflection, reflecting outwards to create the structure of the consciousness on this planet. So it's exciting times. It really is.
That's so true, Tim. So true. And, I reckon we're already in a state where there are people within those positions of power that are waking up. But the problem is that they are confined within a system that has been a certain way for so long, and a system that's filled with people with a lot of power. And bringing it back to the fear thing, many of them are probably in a position where they don't feel comfortable to stand up and step out against these things and change the dynamic, really, and go in a completely different direction from what's been the established norm for so long.
Yeah. That's going to be an interesting initiation for them, isn't it?
It is, but that's where the true leaders of the future will arise.
Wouldn't fancy
Because
that
they will
one.
face those initiations and come out shining. And the people are awake enough that they will respond to that when they see that.
They will.
They'll get behind those people, support them, and and then once a few people within those positions start standing up, others will feel more comfortable to do so. And it's a wave. Once it's moving, you can't stop it.
No, the tide is coming in very rapidly now.
That's it.
It
Exciting
is.
times.
You got a message, didn't you?
Yeah, shall I read it out?
Please do. Please do.
If you've looked at our adverts for our workshop that we're running on Solstice, you may have read this, but I've never read it on a video yet. So I wanted to share this with you. And this came from Merlin, and was guidance basically for some of the stuff that's going to be happening this solstice. This is what he said. On this coming solstice, a great transformation is being prepared, one that will step planet Earth from a dormant, sleeping state to a highly active hub of spirit activity within our universe. This transition requires a substantial energetic leap, and as such, your critical assistance is required. A new formation is being built around planet Earth, a 120-sided geometric structure formed of interlocking points, each one aligned to a high-frequency source within the cosmos. Once fully established, this will switch planet Earth from one-dimensional space to another, and with it, all of the inhabitants of it. This is why the drive of this year, above all, has been purity. It is important you do not take with you what no longer serves you. Once in this new space, an infinite number of opportunities will arise for the planet and its people. Now is the time to choose. Who do you desire to be in this new world? Then make it so. Yours in great anticipation, Merlin.
Lovely message. Thank you. Thank you, Dave. And thank you, Merlin. Busy little
Yeah.
bee that he is at the moment, isn't he?
He is. He's popping up a lot at the moment. He's been
He
very
is.
vocal, which
He
is
is.
amazing.
And another
So,
thing that's been very present as well is like Archangel Metatron seems to be back on the scene in a massive way, doesn't he? You know, from kind of
absolutely.
watching in the background and kind of like, you know, directing from a cosmic position, and like at the moment we're all kind of experiencing very much the hands-on light application that is required to basically push us through this gateway. So it's I was just going to kind of roll into a little bit of a connection with him, David, if you're up for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
So in Meditation Monday style, just everybody now tune in with your hearts, close your eyes, and just take a couple of deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. And just do this until your heart center is filled with light, beautiful white and pink and gold, and expanding around you into a sphere. And one of the things that David and I always recommend to do is to put your heart in charge of your day. So just asking your heart to step in for you now, to just light you up, get you nice and receptive. And Archangel Metatron is bringing light down from his ascension pool, and he just wants to do a light quotient increase for each and every one of us and just light the chakras up in preparation for his day tomorrow. So just feeling the light from Metatron's ascension pool touching, lighting up your solar junction now high above your head, all connected to your monad and to the monads that have merged with you over the last couple of months or so, and just see and feel this incredible light above you now. And it's beginning to descend.
As you see this light drawing down, flowing down your antakrana bridge until it reaches your stellar gateway chakra, about a meter above the top of your head, glowing with incredible orange golden light. And this is of course Metatron chakra. He oversees this for you. You see it lighting up and expanding with his incredible ascension light. You may become aware of a beautiful chalice or cup at its very center. As this energetic vortex fills with light, just see the cup filling with this beautiful liquid light, getting fuller and fuller, till eventually it begins to completely overflow. And the light pours down, continuing down your chakra column.
And from this beautiful overflowing cup, your highly activated and receptive stellar gateway chakra. Feel the light flowing on down now until it touches and lights up your soul star chakra. And this beautiful magenta and blue chakra just welcomes the light in. Many of you will already be in connection with your soul star, bringing through your gifts and your talents. Just allow a wave, a flow, an influx of light to pour into it now, opening it even further, and just breathe and relax as this happens.
As you continue to see the light pouring down, see it coming down to the causal chakra, just above the top of your head. And this glows like your own personal moon. And it helps you connect to the higher beings of the light. So as this fully activates from Metatron's incredible ascension light, you may become aware of angels, unicorns or dragons. If you expand out your awareness a little bit now, just to see our planet as a whole, you may become aware, attuned through this chakra, to the billions of incredible souls of the light that are joining us in preparation for the solstice. Ascended masters, angels, dragons, unicorns, benevolent extraterrestrials, they're all working to build this incredible structure around our planet in preparation for the days to come ahead. Just bring yourself into alignment with this work that's to be carried out.
And just continuing to breathe and relax, the light moves from your highly activated causal into your crown, and your crown opens up, receptive, bringing the light in. And Archangel Metatron is showing me very specifically that the crown and the third eye are to be bonded together by his light. So sense and feel your crown, which is the first of the physical chakras, to be receiving the light that is coming down, and it's merging with the third eye, so your wisdom is being mixed with your ability to manifest at the highest frequency possible. See the gold and the crystalline yellow and the green all merging into almost one, what looks to be almost like a super nexus, a chakra of increased power, mixing the wisdom of the crown and the sight of the inner sight and the outer sight of the third eye. To take a few moments while all of your abilities, your clairsentient, your clairaudient, your clairvisual, all of the clairs, all of these abilities are being blessed by Metatron's light this morning. Just feel everything balancing now, and just breathe and relax.
And before we move on, perhaps just create an image with your now highly powered third eye of who you wish to be in 2024. As we step through this gateway, what is the life that you wish to create for yourself? How do you see your life? And if you feel you are carrying anything right now that would hold you back from creating this life, just make a conscious choice to release this between now and the solstice. Knowing that you can move forward living the life you wish to live. and know that it is the life that you deserve to live.
And then feel the light just flowing down a little bit further, still holding your picture within your third eye. Just know that this is beginning to manifest. Feel Metatron's light touching, lighting up and blessing your Alta Major chakra, which is at the base of your skull and at the top of your spine. Just see Metatron's light filling your Alta Major. And some of you might still be noticing a little bit of tightness or tension in this area. Just ask Metatron's light to release this now. Just feel ease and relaxation in your shoulders and in your neck as the light flows down.
And then feel the light flowing down into your fifth dimensional throat chakra. Just feel it expanding and relaxing the area around your throat. Just allow it to completely dissolve any lower vibrations here, and removing anything that would prevent you from speaking your truth. Know that this is a powerful tool and amplified by Metatron's light. You can use it as you move forward throughout your day as a powerful tool of the light, free from fear or judgment, because it's wielded with love and therefore can only create good and positive energy.
And now just from your throat, feel Metatron's light flowing down into your heart, via your higher heart, and just breathe and relax as the entire space within your chest and your higher heart turns a bright, radiant golden orange. And just take a deep breath in now. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Expand that light out, expand your heart. Feel your heart just absolutely bursting with light at this time. And just take a few deep breaths to allow this to move through. Breathe, relax, expand. And the light just continues to expand outwards, but also flowing down to the next chakra just below.
And see this beautiful golden orange liquid light filling your solar plexus chakra, raising its vibration completely and dissolving any fear that may be stored here. And dissolving any energies that do not belong to you, completely purifying the chakra and raising its frequency. And as it's brought into alignment with the Metatron's light, which of course is source light, this light is the light of love. It too brings this chakra in alignment with love. So that's just what it will seek as it scans the world around you, looking for positive, loving vibrations and drawing them to you, empowering you and raising your vibration.
The light continues to flow down from your solar plexus, moving into your navel, lighting up the bright golden orange sun, the chakra of oneness, of interconnectedness. And Metatron is indicating to unify the lower three chakras, the navel, the sacral and the base, with a huge ball of golden orange light. So feel the navel, which is bright orange, the soft radiant pink of the sacral, and the platinum of the base, unifying together to be blessed by Archangel Metatron's light. And this will allow the sacral to be grounded fully with the light of the base, clearing any relationship or family or work or any other misalignments that you have that are still rooted in 3D, and anchoring them directly into the light of your highest self, which is being activated via Archangel Metatron and anchored now into your base. Just take a few moments to really feel this as these three powerful lower chakras come together in unity now. Just take a deep breath in and breathe out, and just feel that stability. Just allow a few moments for everything to settle.
And then the light continues to travel down your legs, through your feet, and connecting directly into your hematite grey Earth Star chakra, just beneath the soles of your feet. And feel this chakra lighting up, glowing with pure white light. You may even feel a slight tingling sensation under your feet. As this happens, you start to notice silver threads of light growing out of this chakra like roots and reaching down into the ground, growing longer and deeper by the second. And Metatron's light flows all the way through you, down your chakra column and out this chakra and down into the earth, flowing forth and blessing Mother Earth. You are forming a symbiotic relationship with the earth. You are a channel for Metatron's light flowing into it. And as you breathe in, you are drawing beautiful light from the earth itself back up to you. Just feeling this grounding, protective energy. And just whilst we hold this space for a moment, just allow it to flow to any parts of your physical body that need healing at this time. Flowing to any particular organs, or to your muscles, relaxing them and releasing tension. Just continue breathing as you do this. As you draw light from Metatron down to the earth and back up from the earth to fill your body. When you're ready, just thank Metatron for his assistance here today. Know that you can call in on him whenever you need to for a little boost. And he's here to assist you to step through this solstice gateway in the highest light possible.
And just come back to where you are, wherever you are in the world. If your hands are rubbed together, feel your grounded feet upon the floor, glowing and buzzing with light. Then open your eyes and smile. And we've got much more of this goodness for you on the 21st of December, David, haven't we?
Amen. Yes. Tim and I are going to be working with the teams of light to help them establish this grid around our planet and take this huge jump leap into a whole new era. And of course, Tim received an awful lot of information as well about this one in particular from Metatron about, I believe we're going to do some Akashic work, aren't we?
We are. Yeah. We've got unpicking and clearing to do to ensure that the aspects of our third dimensional selves are not impacting on what we are attempting to do in the transition to the fifth dimension. So there's so much cellular DNA, light body, physical body, emotional, mental body changes going on at the moment that we've got to unpluck all of the last little bits and pieces that are still affecting how we are viewing ourselves, viewing the world around us. So it's going to be an exciting workshop. We're going to be diving in deeply.
That's it. We're going to get ourselves in the highest vibrational state physically and energetically possible before then forging this gateway and stepping through it ourselves. It's going to be a really special night.
It is indeed.
Looking forward to it.
Really looking forward to it, David. Thank you for joining me
Me
this morning, my friend.
It's an honour to be here as always. Thank you very much for having me.
Brilliant. Well, sending you all so much love. Happy Monday. I'll be back on Friday with an Ascension update. And of course, David and I will be coming together on the 21st of December at 7 p.m. UK time. So see you there. Lots of love.
All the details in the description down below. Yeah.
Yes, they are in the text below. I won't forget it.
Sending you all so much love.
Lots of love. Bye for now. Bye.